request to speak to the board regarding allegations of non-payment of taxes.
Well, I promise you I won't take no 5 minutes, but anyway, I just wanted to make mention of some things that I understand at the last meeting, and I wasn't here, that Mr. Burns so ably passed out, or else sent it to all the board members, about a lawsuit that was filed against us in Livingston Parish. First place, I do not I do not mind everybody knowing what that is. However, and it behooves me as why somebody like him has to be involved in my business. That's really none of his business at all. But it's also none of the board's business, because you're not the revenue department. But what he forgot to make mention of the fact, and I kind of make, I'd like to make this statement. I was told one time, if you want to know how good somebody's coon dog is, see how many hides he's got on the wall. Well, I don't know how much business he's done in his life, but to the best of my knowledge, very, very, very little. Now, I have been up and down. I've been in auction business 55 years. I have been broke. I have fought it back and forth, and right now, thank God, I am not broke. But also, he forgot to mention the fact, I just looked this up just for the sake of the board, so I'd let you know. I think we have been pretty productive in the auction business. We just this past week or 2 weeks ago had an auction sale. We have collected over $380,000 in sales tax. The revenue department has never accused us of this, of taking the money, and this was not the accusation that we collected sales tax and didn't pay it in. What the accusation is that we owe some sales tax that we have disputed. And it's a matter of the record if you want to find out. We had went through an audit, and the audit, people that are doing the audit commended us on the procedures, on how easy it was to do the audit, et cetera, et cetera. 6 or 8 weeks later, we got a call from the revenue department, said we owed them $4.1 million. And they said, we understand that's not right, but you got to prove it. So we come back and we go through this long audit again. We go through the whole thing, and we get down to some $200 and some thousand. And we dispute it, because what they actually said, and part of it, and I'm sure he supplied you all the necessary information, I don't even have it, as to what is contested. They allege that we bought some items, used it for our own personal use, and didn't pay the tax on it. And I'm not real sure if that's true or not true. If the court decides it's true, we will definitely pay the tax. But I want to make one mention of what we have accomplished and what we have done. And I've got it here somewhere. Let me show you. All right, our computer system is not current all the way back to the beginning of 2002. That's when the audit began. Our computer system shows from September of 2002 to December of 2006, we collected and remitted to the state $249,416.31. Now, from January the 1st of 07 through August the 11th of 11, we have collected and remitted $5,198,930.22. I think that's worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
I mean, for somebody to get them and shoot their mouth off about us owing $217,000 is totally ridiculous. I mean, it's about like me telling Billy Graham he hadn't been a good enough witness, that I've been a better witness than him. And I think I just want the board to consider that. I am not perfect. I have been in business 54 years. I have been so broke I couldn't pay attention in church, and I've had my problems. But thank God I've been able to live through it. I never dodged, never left, never tried to escape. And some of you here know that I went through some terrible times in the 80s. Not the auction business. The auction business has been good to me, and I guess I can say that I have been one of the leaders in the auction business in this state. I helped organize this board. I helped organize the association. And like I said, don't ever think I'm perfect by any means. But for somebody that does nothing but sit around and yak and yak and yak and yak and cause confusion, I don't know the agenda. It absolutely behooves me. I had a person here today that I brought from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. She is the only lady ever been listed in the National Auctioneers Hall of Fame. And she come to visit. she was flabbergasted at the that went on this board today. I've been on boards and I've served on school board, I've served on a lot of committees. I have never seen anything, and most of you guys understand this. I have never seen anything that comes up to it. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. But I just want to present to the board how I feel about it. I don't have any gripes with any of you. If he wants to go dig up everything else, let him dig up. Because evidently it don't do anything. Now, I could have stayed home with my mother all my life and probably never caused any problems whatsoever. But I've been working all my life. I've produced. I probably right now have over 50 employees. 2 weeks ago, we done over $20 million in an auction sale. I'm not bragging about that. I thank God I had the opportunity to do that. We provide a lot of employment, a lot of money to a lot of people. But anyway, I'm not going to go around and toot my horn, and I'm not going to be looking at some peon that's going to try to criticize me that don't do anything in the world. I just want to let the board know that. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of you serving this capacity.
Thank you. Mr. Phillips, are you coming back to the meeting?
Yes, ma'am. You got 2012 board date?
Oh, I have something I want to say. I mean, on point of personal privilege, if nothing else.
Go ahead, Robert.
All right, I'm going to make a couple of quick statements. I only have 1 minute left on this video. So, number one, I didn't distribute anything to this board at the last meeting. I sent a subsequent email. I asked Mr. I didn't interrupt you one time. I asked Mr. Bordelon. I said, does anyone want to see an outstanding suit? Because I've heard Kathleen Sue White's name brought in here over and over and over again. I said, all she's got to do is show up and contest it, correct? And that was the basis of my thing. All he's got to do is contest it. And I put that in the email, and I'll be happy to print it. It means nothing. The suit that's been filed against him means nothing. And the same would be the case with Kathleen Sue White. Now, I hadn't heard a word about whether or not she's being come back in here. I noticed that was a hot topic last time, and it ain't even being brought up this time. But that was my purpose. Just as it would mean nothing until they have it. And Greg, you're the one that said it needs to be reduced to a judgment, and I agree with that. And likewise, his is not. And that suit means nothing.
Why did you distribute it to everybody?
Because he said he wanted it.
I didn't say I wanted this particular deal. You asked me if I wanted to know about.
I asked you if there was a lawsuit. I got the video, Greg.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I said if there is a lawsuit.
Marvin Henderson.
Well, would it have mattered? Oh, all of a sudden it matters.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't ask for Marvin Henderson's.
I didn't tell you who it was. Apparently now that you know who it was. I said if there is a lawsuit alleging unpaid sales taxes, would you want it? And you said you would.
Yeah, I did. I did
You
say that.
implied that he said he wanted that, and that's what he was clearing up. He didn't say, I'm not saying because
Yeah,
it
you
was
never mentioned no
Marvin.
names.
That is correct. I never named.
If you were digging around in my business, you had no business doing it.